Okay, lads, we are back. Sorry about that. We'll wait for a decent amount of people to get back in here. That was very inconvenient for that to happen while live streaming. Anyway, we'll just have the team up for last week for now, and we'll go through more questions in the chat, discuss all the good stuff. Joe, best Ramsdale replacement. Probably has to be either Sanchez or Raya. I think Sanchez has got better short-term fixtures. If I just pull up gross, he's got a couple of decent fixtures coming up. Leicester, Bournemouth, Crystal Palace. So I'd probably take him in that time, and then I'll probably switch to Raya after that. Chewy, Diaz to James or Patterson to Williams/Fofana. I'd probably go Diaz to James. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think Diaz to James might be just a better pick because James has got better scoring potential than, Williams or Fofana. Otherwise, yeah, this is how the team got on last week. 79 points, fairly decent. 1.2 mil overall ranks, not bad. 1.5 mil, 1.6 mil Gameweek ranks, alright. Yeah, obviously it could have been more ideal if Rodrigo didn't get injured, but he pretty much got injured for everyone, so it's not too much fuss there. Pretty much everyone suffered that one. Quan, should I keep Isak for this game week? Or will he come back for tonight? I'd expect him to, yeah. I'd expect him to be back and ready to go. He looked really good in his first game, so I think he'll get another start. I think he should start the majority of his next few fixtures. Newcastle have got a great fixture run. If we look at Trippier here, his fixtures from now until game week 10 very, very strong. And I think Isak should start at least 4 of these games, if not all 5. Yeah, so, I mean, if he's getting these chances against Liverpool, I can't imagine the amount of chances that he'll be getting against the rest of these teams. Timmy, hey, I watch all your videos. You have helped me out a lot, mate. That's awesome. Thanks so much for checking out all the videos as well. I'm glad we've been able to help. Bench Martinelli, Nico Williams, or Walker. I'd probably bench Nico Williams. I understand that he's got a great fixture this week and everyone's going to be wanting to start him in the squads just because Bournemouth at home is such a strong match. But Martinelli's in great form and Walker is arguably got a very strong fixture as well. Aston Villa away is decent. He should start. And the Man City clean sheets are very nice. Would you transfer out Kane this week for Haaland this week, or give Kane against Fulham? I'd probably give Kane against Fulham another chance. I think Fulham at home is a very good fixture. This would be the last week I'd keep Kane, then I'd sell him after this for sure. Wouldn't keep him for any longer after this game week. Adam Salah or Haaland as captain. We'll go through that when we have a look at the team. We've chopped and changed a fair bit. Are you worried about Cucurella starting? He's got a 55% chance to start for Chelsea right now. Chilwell's at a 45%. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Chilwell does come back for Chelsea now, just because Cucurella is going to pretty much have played 3 games in about a week if he starts once more. And I'd hope Chilwell would be getting back to, close to full match fitness. Also, just a note on Chelsea, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang won't be considered for selection. And there wasn't many comments made about Chua either, but I think he's definitely close to coming back for Chelsea. Should have built up a decent amount of fitness by now. Dunk or De Silva, a dunk. Is KDB a good captain option? Yeah, he's a decent one. Hopefully he starts this week after getting rested in his last game. Trippier or Stupinan, I go Trippier. I think Newcastle's defence is still very strong and they've got good fixtures and Trippier's got good attacking potential. Should play Andreas or Perisic, probably almost definitely Perisic, yep. Ben Vlogs team was Allison, Cucurella, Reece James, Trent, Walker, Cancelo, Martinelli, Salah, Haaland, Jesus, Tony. Made one transfer being De Silva to Almiron. Thoughts? Yeah, it's not bad. Newcastle, it could be worth doubling up or getting maybe an attacking asset for them considering their good fixture run. But otherwise a very solid team. Should I start Perisic or bench him for Neto? I'd probably start Perisic because the upside is so good if he plays. Who to start, Nico Williams or Rico Henry? Two very good fixtures for each of them this week. Maybe just Nico Williams. Harrison or Sinister or Aronson for Rodrigo. Harrison's probably the next best pick for Leeds. You could actually roll and play Nico Williams as well. Very good fixture. Start Saka or Veltman. It's a tough one. Honestly, Veltman, just because that's Manchester United fixture away is difficult and Saka's underlying stats aren't great. Salah, hold or sell. Saka, hold or sell. At this point, I'd be leaning towards just holding on to Saka because if you look at Arsenal's fixtures here, he's got a good run the next three. Manchester United away is a bit difficult, but then Everton, home, Brentford away. At this point, you might as well hold on to him given his fixtures. This week he's got a good, an okay one Manchester United away, but after that they do get good for Saka. If you had Perisic, would you sell him? People are predicting Sessegnon to start. It's really tough to say. Fix think Perisic is slightly more likely to start, but 3 games in a week for him is probably a bit much given his age. So there is definitely, I think Sessegnon is most likely out of any of the last 3 matches to be starting in this one. Cucurella or De Silva, who should I bench? Probably De Silva. Cucurella's still got a 55% chance to start according to Fix, so I think I'd like him just for one more week, and then I think after that there's the potential that Chilwell does return for Chelsea. Other strikers the way to go now. Yeah, definitely something to consider, switching to a 3 forwards formation. Mitrovic could be a really nice one at such a cheap price after his next 2 fixtures. Because if we just look at Fulham's fixtures here, Tottenham and Chelsea is the next 2, but then look at that run for Fulham. So I can definitely see him being a wildcard kind of striker. If managers go for 3 forwards on a wildcard in Gameweek 9, Mitrovic just has to be an option that people do consider. It could also be Tony as well with Brentford's good fixtures. Both of them are very good picks. Have a look at Tony's fixtures. Pretty much mostly ratings of 2 from now until Gameweek 15, so he's another one to consider on the wildcard. Mitrovic has slightly better underlying stats, saying that though Tony's numbers are also very strong. But I'm really liking the fixtures for both of those sides. So yeah, definitely could be the way to go. Even for replacement of Jesus, like around Gameweek 9, Tottenham, Liverpool, Leeds, Manchester City. That's a difficult run of 4 fixtures for Arsenal. So maybe in that time you switch to Mitrovic on a wildcard. It could be interesting to see what managers do, whether they hold on to Jesus during those tough fixture runs or switch. Harry Kane or Harry Maguire should triple captain. Start 2 out of the 4, Nico Williams, Trippier, Stupin and Martinelli. I'd start Trippier and probably either Martinelli or Stupin, and it's tough to say. Maybe play Martinelli. Bench 1 of Nico, Robertson, Trippier, Gross, Zaha. I'd probably bench Nico Williams, even though he's got a good fixture. Zaha or Diaz. I prefer Zaha between the 2. If you don't have any and you had the choice to make between Zaha or Diaz, I prefer Zaha. He's on penalties. He's got slightly better underlying stats. Probably just slightly better fixtures. Because Liverpool's next 3, it's a bit tricky. Everton away, and then Wolves at home. Just from an attacking standpoint, Wolves don't concede too many. Chelsea away, again, Chelsea don't concede a massive amount. Their defence is solid. Brighton, it's a bit trickier than Arsenal, Man City. So the Liverpool fixtures kind of run into a bit of a hole from, game week 8, 9 onwards. What changes will Aubameyang bring to the squad? It's probably going to be Havertz dropping to the bench. I'd hope that's the case for Chelsea. I don't think it massively changes their formation. I think Havertz will either drop to Cam or drop to the bench. Alright, so there's the squad. Let's have a look at the team for this week. Raya starting in goals. Everyone's probably looking who we've got as captain. We've gone with Haaland as captain. I like the comments that Pep made about the fact that he recovers quickly, and it's kind of scary how easy it is he is finding scoring goals. He's getting into amazing positions. He's just tap-in after tap-in, such a high XG every game. The fact that he can get hat-tricks in halves of football consistently now, last 2 games, it's ridiculous. So, yeah, if he doesn't start, he's probably going to come on for, 15, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. In that time, he could arguably, get himself a goal or assist or 2 goals and outscore Salah against Everton away. Salah only took the 2 shots against his opponent last week, Newcastle last week. One of them was blocked straight away, so he had a very low XG, like a 0.1 XG for that game. He's attempting lots of assists, but the shots were down in that one. Saliba or Veltman, 2 strong picks this week. I'd prefer Veltman. What's the rank right now? It's 1.2 mil. It's an okay rank. We're obviously not far off, 300k around that mark. It's only a handful of points between this rank and getting well into the top 1 mil. I think not having Diaz to start the season hurt us. We did have Saka to start instead of Diaz. That definitely hurt us a couple points, but I think the squad's in a very good place this week. This is just about as good a squad as we can put out this week. I'm pretty happy with it. Darwin is a differential captain. I don't think he's going to play. I think actually Firmino will be preferred. I think it's so harsh to bench Firmino just the first week that Núñez is back, considering his good form. Would you do Cucurella to Nico Williams and Neto to Trossard on 2 free transfers? I wouldn't bring in Trossard as the Brighton asset. I prefer Gross. He's got better underlying numbers. There's still a decent chance Cucurella starts again. Fixture got him at a 55% chance to start. Neto also, at this point, if you've still got Neto, you might as well just hold him for Southampton at home. It's a strong fixture. So, potentially not make those moves. I'll actually add in a poll here. I'll ask you guys who the captaining for this week, and then we'll see what the results say. Okay, there we go. Alright, the poll should be up. Everyone chuck a vote in the poll. Let's see what everyone is going for on captaincy. Good idea. Anubov. I've probably totally cooked up pronunciation, but good idea. Nabam, I've got Diaz to get Zaha. I need to sell Diaz. Is it worth to get Zaha this game week over Diaz despite the fixture? I'd still hold on to Diaz. I think if you've got him right now, I think he's a solid hold option. Yeah, Zaha, he's made a good start, but I think Diaz is arguably a good option in his own right. Start Perisic or Saliba. Maybe just Perisic, hoping that he starts, but it's very 50-50 with him. Should I get rid of Ollie Watkins? I think, yeah, with Aston Villa's tough fixture run, I know they've got a difficult next 3 or so. Aston Villa's fixtures do get better around game week 9, so if he finds some form, maybe one to consider on the wildcard. Will Haaland start? Honestly, I think he might start, yeah. I think he might start again, and then I think he's going to start again in the Champions League. Just the fact that Pep says, he's recovering quickly. He didn't actually play a massive amount of minutes last week. Just the 68 minutes, actually the smallest amount of minutes that he's played all season, the lowest minutes he's played in the game all season, so shouldn't be massively fatigued. Might be good to go for Aston Villa away. And also Pep said that Alvarez and Haaland will be playing together lots of times this season, so I think it's unlikely that, they just play Alvarez as the striker and then go with two wingers and drop Haaland to the bench. It'd be them playing together, which, it's good for Haaland. What do you think of doing Reece James in for Zinchenko? I've already got Cucurella. I think Reece James is a must-have right now. If you don't got Reece James, I think he's definitely a must-have. Look at these fixtures: West Ham, Fulham, Liverpool's the only tricky fixture from now until, Gameweek 18. Probably barring Manchester United, Arsenal, Brighton there. But yeah, immediate fixtures now until Gameweek 12, looking very strong. West Ham, they've just scored the 2 goals. Fulham's a decent one. Liverpool's tough. Crystal Palace could be a bit tricky. Wolves at home is a great fixture. Villa away is a great fixture. Brentford away is a great fixture. And Reece James has got such good attacking stats for a defender as well. I think he's definitely one. If you sold him last week, probably not an ideal situation because you'll be getting him in fairly soon again, I think, when he starts scoring points. Start Malacia or Saliba. Probably Saliba. Either way, it'll be very close. I think this Manchester United Arsenal game might end 1-1, around that roughly. I have 0.2 mil in the bank, and I want to replace Greenwood. Who will be an option? There's not really any point in replacing him if you just got 0.2. Yeah, he's gone down to 4.4, but there's no real point in transferring him out just to get another 4.5. For 3 at the front, Mitrovic, Tony or Isak. All 3 are really good options, actually. I wouldn't mind any of those 3. Maybe right now, just because Mitrovic has got a tricky next 2, I wouldn't go for him. So yeah, either Tony or Isak. I'll let that one be up to you. Start Dunk against Leicester or Perisic. Dunk's definitely the safer option, but Perisic has the higher points potential. Personally, I don't think Perisic will start. I think 3 games in a week is a bit too much for him. He'll probably get rested this week and then be back for Gameweek 7. And then by that time, Spurs fixtures are kind of tough anyway, so. Zaha and Isak have to be some of the best differentials. Yeah, I agree. Zaha's ownership has climbed up a decent amount, 13.6%. It was very low to start the week, actually. Have a look at the most transferred. Zaha's 3rd most transfers, 625,000. And yeah, it's a bit of an unlucky for the 640,000 that transferred at Reece James because he's good to go now. Gross, he was a differential. Now he's not really a differential. 25% ownership is very high. Haaland's ownership, it's getting close to overtaking Jesus at this point, 76%. Is Martinelli nearly in 50% of teams just about. And Mitrovic, he's not even a differential anymore. 24% ownership is very high. So yeah, lots of transfer activity this week, that's for sure. Thinking of holding on to Kulusevski till this game week could pay off. Yeah, she should start. Fulham at home is a great fixture, so I'd be keen to hold on to Kulusevski this game week. Liverpool versus Everton predictions. I'd probably say 2-1 Liverpool will be my prediction. Yeah, I'd say 2-1 Liverpool. There could easily be a draw as well in this game because Everton actually do pretty well against Liverpool at home, historically. I have 13.7 mil for a midfielder and striker. Who do I get? In terms of value picks right now, Gross is definitely the best value pick. That leaves you with, 8? So then you could probably get either, Tony or Mitrovic or Isak in the forward line. Be the best way to spend the money, I think. Bench 1 of Perisic, Nico Williams and Martinelli. I'd start Martinelli, then I'll leave it up to you whether you think Perisic will start or Nico Williams. Personally, I think Perisic will get benched. Is it worth keeping any Chelsea player? Oh, yeah. I'd be looking to buy Chelsea players right now. Definitely on the wildcard. If you're wildcarding Gameweek 9, I'd be looking at those Chelsea players. I think I'd be, if you don't have Reece James, looking to Reece James pretty soon. Also Sterling, I really like him. He's going to be a great differential on wildcards in Gameweek 9. I'd be looking at those Chelsea players for sure. And, if Aubameyang, we'll see what he can do. He's 9 mil. Bit pricey, I would have thought, for Aubameyang. Maybe 8 to 8.5 would have been reasonable. But still, Chelsea got good fixtures and he should be playing most games for them. Hopefully he gets the good service and can score some goals. He knows what it's like in the Prem. McAllister or Trossard for Rodrigo. McAllister's got better underlying numbers and he's on penalties, so honestly McAllister, who are Newcastle playing, they've got Crystal Palace this week. With Haaland's ownership at 76% now, is it too risky not to captain him? Although minutes are questionable, goals are not questionable, so I'll captain Haaland, play it safe. Yeah, I think Haaland's effective ownership will be very high this game week, that's for sure. I'll see if I can pull up the effective ownership for players this game week on Fantasy Football Fix, if they have it for game week 6. Effective. Yeah, Haaland's got the highest effective ownership this week, 176%. So yeah, looks that he will be once again probably the most captain player this game. Like, I wouldn't expect too much to change. I think he's a very strong captain option, and just even if he doesn't start, I think he'll still be a good pick. But I really like Pep's comments that he made in his press conference. I think it's increased the likelihood of him being starting for Man City. Jimenez or Eduard for a striker. I like Crystal Palace's long-term fixtures better. Wolves got one more good fixture before their fixtures really don't look good. Connor, I lost a bet during pre-season and now I'm not allowed to make a transfer, and you won't believe my rank. I'm currently 5th in the whole world. 5th in the world. Is that true? If so, fair play. Jesus out for Mitrovic and upgrade central midfielder. I'd probably do the move in a couple of weeks. I think that's actually going to be a very common transfer move that people make. Is Jesus out? His underlying stats are good, but in game week 9, Tottenham at home, Liverpool away. Liverpool at home, Leeds away, Manchester City at home. Not a great run of 4 fixtures. So, maybe 2 weeks' time, game week 8 or 9, you can look to bring in Mitrovic or Tony in place of Jesus. We'll have to see what managers do. For now, though, I'll be holding on to Jesus. Manchester United away, it's not a great fixture, but then Everton and Brentford the next 2 after that. I'd like him for that time period for sure. Odegaard, one to consider. I wouldn't go out and buy him, to be honest, just because he's going to be like a 3-week punt. I think there's probably better players for a 3-week punt. Saka to Rashford and Dunk to Reece James, worth it for a -4. Rashford's one to consider. Manchester United's fixtures aren't bad. I still like Saka though for the next the next 3 weeks. I think if you got Saka right now, you might as well hold him. Couple of assists in his last 2 games is good to see. West Ham might score against Chelsea as well. Start Henderson and bench Pope. Yeah, I think Henderson's a good option to start this week. Nottingham Forest got a good chance of clean sheets and Henderson makes so many saves for them. Is Ward-Prowse a good option? Not really. I'm not a massive fan of Ward-Prowse. His underlying numbers aren't very good actually. I'll pull him up. He tends to score way higher than his expected FPL points just because he puts in some free kicks and gets assists with corners and stuff. But typically not the most sustainable form of points. I was looking at his XG before. It wasn't very high. Ward-Prowse. Yeah, he's only taken 3 shots all season. He's only had 1 shot on target all season, and he's actually scored from it. His XG is only 0.16, so not great. I probably wouldn't look to him. Yeah, also Charlie. Yeah, Bernardo's not a bad pick either. He's one to look at. Him and Gundogan, if they can get some starting minutes for City. Is Isak definitely starting? I'll have a look at Newcastle's predicted team. Once again. I would expect him to start, especially after that performance against Liverpool. Yeah, he is expected to start for Newcastle over Chris Wood, according to Fix, so I like Isak, yeah. Starting Nico Williams instead of Walker, is this a good idea? I mean, Man City's defence is still strong, so I'll leave that one up to you, but I think Man City could get a clean sheet against Villa. Bench Saliba or Dunk? This week I'd probably bench Saliba and start Dunk. Would you sell Saka for Zaha? If you're getting Zaha in place of Saka, I'd probably prefer Zaha, yeah. Thoughts on Kane captain? Yeah, definitely could be a good one this week. Fulham at home's a great fixture. Bernardo Charlie, I think he is pretty good to start. I think he's got like a 70% chance to start, so. Who would you say to start, Zaha or Diaz? Probably Zaha. 0 at 5 at the back. Yeah, I think it's definitely a good formation. If you just drop, down to a 3 midfielders. Yeah, I can see it being useful. I've got Trossard. Is it worth getting Gross as well? I think, yeah, Gross is a very nice pick to have right now. He's probably one that needs to be in the squad just because his ownership's so high. It's climbed up to 25%, so definitely be looking to get him in. Matt, Jesus out, Alvarez in. That'd be very, very ballsy. If that comes off, that's huge. I don't know about Alvarez long term, if he's going to get like long term minutes, or it's going to be while there's a congested fixture schedule. It's tough to say. Thinking of benching Gabriel for Williams? Yeah, honestly, it's not a bad move. Williams has got a higher chance of a clean sheet, and he's getting really far forward. Nico Williams has actually taken the most shots out of any defender. He's taken 11 shots. I think the next highest is like Trent with 8. So he's taken miles more shots than everyone else, which is good to see. I got Rashford and Bruno Fernandes to start ahead of Arsenal assets. Alright. We'll see how they go. Rashford's numbers have been sold the last couple of weeks. Mufikia get Sterling instead of selling Gameweek 9 onwards, then bring back Salah after Gameweek 16. Chelsea's fixtures are looking good. Yeah, if you can figure out a team that has Salah, Haaland and Sterling on a wildcard, I think you're set. I think that could be a great team, having those 3 premium options. Obviously, once everyone's squad values increase, that 3 premiums will be more affordable. Man, I'm so tempted just for Game Week 6. He could start again, yeah. Should I keep or sell Ruben Diaz this week, considering there's UCL this week? I have Cancelo as well. I still keep Ruben Diaz. He should start once again. With the signing of Akanji, we could just see Akanji start in the UCL and Ruben Diaz play in the Premier League this week. On Cancelo, I think Cancelo will play once again. He plays so many minutes in the Prem for Man City, so I still like him to start again. Nico Williams or Martinelli this week. If I had Nico Williams, I'd probably still start Martinelli just because he's getting into such great positions for Arsenal. He's taken the most shots and attempted the most assists on their team so far, yeah, so he's in really good touch. Let's have a look at the poll. Haaland's got 50%, 57% captaincy, Salah 32%, other 11%. If you put other in the poll, let me know as well who you've captained, because I'd be interested to know. As far as differential captains go this week, maybe Zaha against Newcastle away could be good. If people have brought him in, he's a big differential on captain. If you've got Harry Kane. I've seen a couple of people look to captain Harry Kane against Fulham at home. One to look out for as well. Ramsdale to start. I'll have a look at Arsenal's predicted lineup. Obviously, he will be starting for Arsenal, but whether you start him for FPL. As far as the comments go about Ramsdale, Ramsdale and Odegaard are being assessed. We will see more tomorrow. Hopefully, they will be able to train with the team. So, potential return 4th. So, it looks to be that he should be good. Fix have got him at an 82% chance to start. Arteta was hopeful they're going to train with the side. That's good news for him. Currently have KDB, Salah and Haaland. Should I sell KDB to Diaz and upgrade Archer to Tony? I have 2 free transfers. I wouldn't be surprised if KDB starts this week, especially after getting benched in Gameweek 5. KDB could start, yeah. So maybe not. But I think next week, after this one, KDB could be a good one to move on. Rodrigo to Zaha or Harrison. I'd probably go Rodrigo to Zaha. Could be a shout to Captain Nico Williams. That'd be a massive play, and if he scored and it came off. But I don't think so. Arsenal clean sheet. I don't think so. It'd probably be 1-1, I reckon, in this game. Should be a good one, actually, between Manchester United and Arsenal. Is Ake going to start? Fix don't have him predicted to start, but he maybe could potentially slot in at fullback. I think Stones should get another start for Man City. I think Diaz should play as well. But we have seen in the past where Ake plays fullback. Jose Sa or Henderson. Maybe just Jose Sa. Southampton at home with the Wolves defence. The Wolves defence is definitely more solid than Nottingham Forest defence. Do I have KDB or Sterling? With Sterling, I can also get Diaz and Foden. Yeah, I'd probably prefer Sterling over KDB. Sterling's got higher projected FPL points and better fixtures, so I'd take Sterling. I have 2 free transfers and a perfect team. Should I downgrade my 4.5 forward to a 4.4 just to save the 0.1? Rank 116k, very solid. I probably would not make that transfer. I don't think it's worth using a 4.5 to 4.4. It's a bit of a waste of a transfer. I wouldn't use a transfer just to free up the 0.1. Jack Ramsdale for Sanchez, and then I can afford Zaha or Trossard for Rodrigo. Yeah, I think that's a good move. Sanchez in, and then I get Zaha in as well. Reece James, yeah, also Mushfiki. I think Reece James is also a good differential captain this week. West Ham at home, there's the potential that maybe Chelsea get a clean sheet. My score prediction would probably be 2-1 or 2-0 Chelsea. But Reece James has got such good attacking potential that he can chip in with a goal or assist. Do you think I should start Ake or sell for Nico Williams? I'd probably sell it. Well, I mean, you'd free up so much money to go from Ake to Nico Williams, then it allows you to upgrade another position, and Nico Williams has got a good fixture this week, so I'd probably do it. Do I get Saliba or Reece James? Reece James for me. He's got better upcoming fixtures, just long term, and he's got more attacking potential. Pereira or Dunk to start? I'd start Dunk. What about Salah or Sterling? I prefer Salah. Salah's still got great expected FPL points, expected goals. His expected stats are similar to last season. He just missed a couple of sitters against Bournemouth. If he scored that tap in at the back post against Bournemouth, that's 5 extra points. He probably gets triple bonus points, and everyone's looking at him. Should I bench Nico Williams or Trippier? I'd probably just bench Nico Williams. Still a very solid option this week. Do I play Ramsdale away at Old Trafford or Ward away at Brighton? I'd probably play Ramsdale away at Old Trafford. I think Arsenal's defence is a bit more solid than Leicester's, despite the fixture being slightly tougher, and he's got good save potential, Ramsdale. Solly March over Martinelli or Nico Williams. Probably just Nico Williams. Martinelli's underlying numbers are very, very good. Chang, I mean, let me know of your team so we can. Ideally don't want to burn a transfer ever in any game week. Let's look at the poll. Haaland's still 57%. Salah's climbed up to 35%. If you haven't voted on the poll, just chuck a vote on. We'll see at the end of the stream what it's looking like. Haaland definitely the strong favourite right now, and he's our captain. I'm honestly leaning towards him potentially starting for Man City, honestly. I think he will start in this game. I really like the comments that Pep's made. Even if he just plays like the 50 to 60 minutes starting, he's gonna score goals in that time. And Aston Villa's defence has been really poor. I think there'll be a lot of goals in this game between City and Aston Villa. And also with Salah, typically there's not a massive amount of goals in the lunchtime game. And Liverpool also haven't scored a massive amount of goals away at Everton. I think they scored 4 away last year, but that was the most they'd scored in a long time. Before that, they've only scored 1 or 2 a game. And Salah's only taken 2 shots last week. Didn't get into amazing positions against Newcastle. But yeah, the fact that Haaland, he just gets so many chances to score, it's crazy. Zaha for Rodrigo, Isak for a 4.5. I'd probably go Zaha for Rodrigo. A bit more certainty around Zaha. And yeah, we know Rodrigo's going to be out for a while, so his price will probably go down as well, Rodrigo. So definitely a good chance to move him out of the team because you just lose a bit of value there. Jack, if I transfer in Zaha and I replace Ramsdale with a 4.0, is it worth it? It depends who your other starting keeper is. If you got Ward, maybe it's not ideal. I'd like a 4.5 keeper there because you want to be having a solid starting keeper. You don't want Ward's not going to contribute too many points. Leicester's defense isn't great. Keep Kane or sell. If you've still got Kane in the team, I think he's a hold this week. Fulham at home, it's a good fixture. He's a potential captain option. I think he should score well against Fulham. But after this fixture against Fulham, I definitely look to sell him for sure. I have the same team except for Edison, Nico Williams and Diaz. Yeah, strong team. Perisic to Nico Williams or Trippier. I think Trippier is going to be a great starting option for the next few weeks. Newcastle's fixtures are good, so I'd probably go Trippier. Crystal Palace, West Ham, Bournemouth, Fulham, Brentford. Definitely some good fixtures. Especially looking at it from a defensive point of view. Really good fixtures. I think he could be a very high scoring player over the next 5 weeks. One to look out for. FPL Diamond, thanks, bro. I appreciate it, man. Walker to start. He's predicted to start for Man City. He is predicted to start for them. Start to Walker, Cucurella or Dunk. It's a tough decision. Cucurella's got a 55% chance of starting. Walker should start for Man City. Dunk will definitely start, but the fixture may not provide a clean sheet. Just Walker and Cucurella, but I wouldn't be surprised if Cucurella gets benched this week, as Chilwell surely is close to full fitness for Chelsea by now. Jeff, thoughts on the team? Sanchez, Trent, Cancelo, Trippier, Dunk, Gross, Salah, Martinelli, Diaz, Haaland, Jesus. That's almost a perfect team. That's pretty much as good as it gets, yeah. Very strong side. I like it a lot. Kane or Gross captain? I'd probably go Kane. I'm a bit worried about Arsenal attack versus Man U. Yeah, I think it won't be a massively high scoring one. I'd probably expect a 1-1 draw, and this one's my score prediction. Both defences have been solid recently. United have only conceded 1 goal in the last 3 games, which has been a big improvement for them on the start of the season. Best midfielder under 7.5. For me, it's probably Martinelli or Zaha. And then Gross just behind them. Zinchenko replacements. Trippier at a similar price could be a really good option. I really like Newcastle's upcoming fixtures. Otherwise, you can drop down to, a cheaper defender such as Dunk for Brighton. Brighton have got good fixtures, good chance to get on them. Leicester, Bournemouth, Crystal Palace is the next three. Or, Brentford have got a great extender run as well if you want to consider Rico Henry. Shafiq, hope you're good. Start Perisic or Martinelli. I'd start Martinelli as I don't think Perisic will start for Tottenham actually. I think he'll get benched this week. Is Trossard a good differential this week? Yeah, definitely a good differential. His underlying stats aren't insane, but Leicester at home, it's a solid fixture. Thoughts on replacements for Rodrigo? I think Zaha is probably the best replacement for me. Jeff, currently ranked 80k. Wow, that's very good. Yeah, that's a great start to the season. Zach, are you sure about Zaha? I already have Trippier and Isak for this game week. I could bench Zaha or bench Trippier. What should I do? I wouldn't think about it like that. I'd still play Trippier and Zaha just because they're versing each other. I don't think that's really how you should think about it. You just look at the fixture long term. Zaha's got a great solid next three, and then after that, there's still a good fixture run. Brighton away, not the worst. Chelsea at home's tough. Leeds at home's good. Leicester away should not be red fixture right now. It's pretty much a green with how bad they're defending. So I really like Zaha's extended run, and Trippier is a good option in his own right as well. Zaha can score a goal on this one. Trippier's got good attacking potential. I think they're both good options for this week. Son to get benched. There's been a bit of talk about it, maybe Richarlison playing. We'll have to see. But yeah, I'd be selling Son after this week for sure. I'd be the last week I'd be playing the Spurs assets. Definitely between Kane and Son, I'd be selling them after this game week. Just because for their price, you want to be having optimal fixtures and optimal point scoring, which they're not really providing right now, to be honest. Replacements for Rodrigo under 7. Pascal Gross has got a decent batch of fixtures. Obviously, you can't afford Zaha, which is not ideal, but it's fine. Bernardo is at 7 right now. Maybe a differential there. If you still like the Leeds fixtures, Jack Harrison's probably one of my favourite Leeds options. Do you have predicted lineups? Yeah, we do. We get given them by Fantasy Football Fix. They're generally pretty decent with their predicted teams. But yeah, anyway, so looking at our squad right now, this is the team. Transfer plans as far as next week goes. Arsenal have got a good fixture next week. I've got double Arsenal, it's fine. Liverpool, they're looking good. On a wild card, though, we're probably going to look to use a wild card game week 9 and just kind of take punts on players for the next 3 weeks. I think the team's pretty well set up for the next 3 weeks before we wild card, which is why I'm happy with the squad. We've got we'll have one free transfer available next week. If we were looking at a game week 9 wild card, it'd probably be something like this. I'd honestly look to get rid of Martinelli and Jesus. Maybe not Martinelli considering his good stats and his cheap price. But Jesus, around game week 9, the fixtures get tough for Arsenal. Tottenham, Liverpool, Leeds, Man City. I know they get very good for this man's team, so he's going to go in. Mitrovic, solid price, 6.8. I still like Zaha's extended run, so I think I'd look at Sterling, honestly. 10 mil. Chelsea's fixtures are so strong. That leaves us Midfielder at 1.6. Looking at Newcastle's fixtures, game week 9. Strong, Fulham, Brentford. Then Manchester United, Everton, Tottenham. So maybe to free up some money, we'd have to make a move there. We could potentially do this and this. Out. Look at Man City's fixtures around game week 9. Manchester United, Southampton, Liverpool, Arsenal, Brighton, Leicester. Not the best fixture run for them. So we could drop Cancelo down to a cheaper option, or we could just drop him down to a cheaper Man City defender, like a 6.0 player. Trippier, I was actually looking at some decent 4.5s. This man could surprise as one of the better 4.5s actually on a wild card. Look at these fixtures from Gameweek 9. Forest, Bournemouth, Crystal Palace, Leeds, Wolves. Very good from a defensive standpoint. Not a bad option is Timothy, 4.5. That leaves us with 5.9 in the bank. So then we can get a 5.9 defender. That would allow us to do a triple premium. Still 2 forwards, which is not ideal. Obviously, we probably want a Brentford attacker, which would mean Tony coming in. But that does make the squad a bit unaffordable. So yeah, we've got 5.9 to play around with the defender. Who that is, we'll have to see. You know, whether Cucurella or Chua becomes nailed for Chelsea. But this could potentially be how the wildcard team shapes up, you know. I still like Raya and goals of Brentford's fixtures from Gameweek 9. Very, very good fixture run. But those are some transfer thoughts. Should I captain James or Salah? I'd probably be leaning towards Salah. Who should I start? Nico Williams, Rashford or Martinelli? If you have to start one, probably Martinelli, just because his ownership's so high. I think a lot of other people will be starting him. I will just answer a few more questions and we'll probably hop off the stream with the deadline approaching in around 50 minutes. If anyone has any final questions that we can't get to on stream, you can always send us a message on Instagram or Twitter and we'll try and get to it. Benedict Fulham. My team is Sarr, Walker, Trippier, Trent Cancelo, Martinelli, Andreas, Salah, Mitrovic, Jesus, Haaland. I like it. Obviously, triple forwards is good. Andreas starting is not ideal against Tottenham, but otherwise solid. Jeff, could you check Man City predicted lineups? I can, yes. Man City is Edison, Walker, Stones, Diaz, Cancelo, Rodri, Gundogan, and then they're tossing up between Bernardo Silva and De Bruyne. And then front three, Mahrez, Haaland, Foden. That's their predicted team. Liverpool, Alisson, Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson, Fabinho, Elliott, Thiago. We'll have to see about that actually. And then Salah, they do have Nunez predicted to start. Personally, I think it's so harsh on Firmino to bench him. And then also Jota is back available for Liverpool and Diaz 89% chance to start. Surely KDB starts. Yeah, I think he should start after getting rested last week. I think he should start for sure. Trippier or Gross to start. Maybe just Gross, but very good options. Both, they should score similar. Perisic, Emerson Royal, Trippier, Henry. Who do I pick? Two of them. Probably Trippier and Henry, just because Tottenham's fixtures kind of taper off a bit after this. And Firmino should stay starting with this form. Yep, I agree. Right, thank you everyone that has tuned into the stream. Sorry about the stream being ended before with us being logged out of FPL. Kind of cooked the stream as far as YouTube recommending it to people with us having to restart. But that's all good. Thanks so much for everyone that has tuned in. Best of luck for Game Week 6. And of course, look out for plenty of FPL content coming your way. There's going to be knee-jerk reactions, buy, hold, sells, and everything like that. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.